Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. You've been seeing some talk about reconciliation on other subs, but let's get real. Today on rSpace, is reconciliation even a viable path forward? You be the judge. I have recently had the pleasure of witnessing, in person, the traumatizing visual of seeing my girlfriend cheating. I'm now looking for advice for those who have experience on how to best handle the next few weeks so that I can end things with her as smoothly as possible. The details. She does not know that I know about her cheating. She came to me a few days after she cheated and said that she wanted to split. Her intention to split backfired, since we ended up chatting for quite a while. Surprisingly, with no yelling or screaming, and we both ended up agreeing to the bizarre idea that we may actually be able to work things out. It has now been a few weeks since I caught her in the act, and I now realize that working things out with her will be impossible since 1. She still has not come clean about the cheating, 2. She is a serial cheater, and 3. Once you have actually witnessed your girlfriend getting pile-driven by another guy in your own home, those images never leave your head. I know, bad judgment on my side. I shouldn't have started dating a serial cheater in the first place, and she will likely never ever stop cheating. But it is what it is now. So I've just got to exit this relationship as cleanly as possible with the least amount of damage. I will be sitting her down around the first week of October and dropping the news that I know you've been boning other guys. I will be doing this only after I finish getting all my affairs in order. Example, removal of her name from the home mortgage title, locking down my finances and other assets, and the usual stuff. I simply plan to confront her peacefully, inform her that I know that she cheated, and work with her on her departure in an amicable fashion from there. I'm not looking for revenge. I just want for us to move on peacefully, without either of us getting lawyers involved. We have been living common law for over a decade. She has made it very clear that she wants absolutely no part of any of my assets, properties, or the primary residence, since she accepts that I paid for everything from the start. I know, it sounds incredible that she doesn't want anything from me. Just in case you missed it at the start of my post, she still does not know that I know about her cheating. We are currently amicable, and I'm hoping that a quiet sit down with her will negate the need for lawyers and all that crap. If I split up with her without bringing up the cheating, it is very likely that she will try to gain the upper hand by claiming, "How dare you dump me? It was me who was first going to split from you." Therefore, I am bringing up the cheating to try and gain the upper hand before she does. I can't believe this high school cafeteria drama is happening to me in my 50s. Jesus Christ. We reside in Ontario. I'm in my early 50s and she is in her late 40s. I have a lawyer on standby, but will only engage him as a last resort if absolutely essential. No kids. One clarification. I'm not giving up assets that I worked my butt off for, just to confront her and her boy toy in a fit of rage. I will be confronting her only after all my assets are secured and safe. No chick is ever worth losing your crap over. She's only on title for half of the primary residence, so the most she gets, worst case scenario, is half the equity of the sale of the residence. However, as of today, September 27th, her world is now caving in and she is conceding. So now looks like the most I will be out of pocket is $30,000 after it is all done. Let's talk at the community, see how they're reacting. First up, I don't really think there's an amicable way to go about this, OP. I've written a million comments already on this thread, but seriously, one way or another, she's gonna find out what you know and crap will hit the fan. She'll try everything in the book from begging to manipulation to blackmail and just straight out pity. You said common law. I'm in California, so that's anything over 7 years. How long have you been with her? She's younger, isn't she? Do you guys have kids? Problems at all before this happened? I'm flabbergasted that she has no clue in the world that you not only saw, but were able to record the event in action. If you have joint bank accounts, make sure you get new solo accounts ASAP. This can be done before the breakup. Just tell her you're thinking of switching to one with less monthly fees or something like that. She shouldn't have any reason to think you're lying and that her name won't be added to the account. If she says what's the holdup, tell her you have to hold the account in your name for at least 90 days before they'll let you have a joint account. I did this with my ex, and although it was total BS, it worked out very nicely. Or you can say you lost your wallet and your info is compromised, so to be safe, you opened up a new account, blah blah. Do you pay her phone bill? If so, stop. Because you lost that credit card too when you lost your wallet with your bank account information inside. You did the right thing by contacting a lawyer so quickly. Don't be afraid to tell her any and all issues you might encounter during the process, even if it'll piss off the soon-to-be ex. She can say what she wants to people in your circle. You have her getting dicked down in your home by another man. She loses, period. Another person said, do things in the order you said. Get your affairs in order and bring yourself to a point where she can leave on the spot. Also, talk to a lawyer to make sure if she has any rights in case that gets nasty. Also, get tested for STDs. When the day comes, just sit down with her and tell her that after she wanted the split and you tried to get to a better place, you realized it is just not working out with you two. So you were with her on the idea to split. That way she can still think that it was her who brought up the split and you don't have to mention the cheating. If she wants to know why the change of heart or what led to this conclusion, then tell her that you came home on day X and that she can guess what you saw and heard. Tell her that if she would have told you back then that she only wants to split so she can get boned by other guys more easily, that you wouldn't have attempted to stay with her. Now you know, so the thing is already over for you. Now comes the tricky part, her leaving. It could happen that she says that she won't leave and that she wants another chance from you. In that case, make sure that you have something that you can bring up and that will make her go. Something like, if she goes now, then you will keep it to yourself about what she did. One more comment. Best way to handle this is to give her no closure. Act like you don't care. Tell her, I know, and that she needs to move out at whatever date. Don't listen to her apologies and give her a chance to get rocks off of her chest. The OP replies, yeah, my delivery will be very gray and matter of fact, and not angry, rude, or confrontational. A contrarian approach. I don't anticipate much pushback from her. Rather, she will most likely be momentarily shocked that she got caught, pause for a few minutes, then grab her night bag and go stay at his place. She'll be relieved that she doesn't have to hide in the shadows anymore. That's just how she is. I then give them a few months until their romance quietly fizzles out, since the clandestine suspense will be gone from the equation by that point. Make sure all your ducks and assets are in a row. Lock down finances, switch to solo bank accounts, and get ready to change the locks. And you're right, OP. No chick is worth losing your assets or your cool over. And remember, karma is a patient bartender. She'll get what's coming to her while you're sipping on a well-earned drink, basking in the glory of her strategic genius. Update 1. These are the core tasks that I committed myself to after I caught her cheating 3 weeks ago. Save multiple copies of the proof, photos, and videos in different geolocations. Keep my cool at all times so that I don't find myself in prison for the rest of my life. Secure a lawyer and get the legal ball rolling to protect my assets. Record every single conversation I have with her. Stay in shape mentally, physically, and emotionally. Plan my exit for the relationship down to the very last detail. I plan to leave the country for a few weeks and go unwind on a beach after this fiasco finishes. Reveal all my knowledge of her cheating and drop the separation bomb on her only after steps 1 through 6 are complete, and then watch from afar as her life falls apart. I'm now in the final stages of step 6, and I utilize my anger that I have as a motivational tool to focus on my endgame of exiting the relationship with minimal fallout on my end. She did notice about a week ago that I was suspicious about her most recent behavior. However, since I am playing the dumb and oblivious boyfriend role to a T, she is now confident that my suspicions have been put to rest following her flimsy explanation that she and the dude are just friends. The thing about catching a cheater is this. I cannot emphasize this advice strongly enough. You do not need to get revenge, since ultimately a cheater's own behavior will be their own downfall. Essentially, after you drop a few intentional hints that you are suspicious, most cheaters will, on their own, start to drive themselves definitively mad with the paranoia of getting caught, and then start to fall apart without you having to do a single dang thing. And when you do finally reveal what you know and cut them loose, their final tumble off the cliff will be their own doing. In my case, she's now starting to unravel right before my eyes, and it is a glorious thing to behold. I am pleasantly looking forward to spending my pending vacation with some rent-a-hottie riding my meat on a beach. Next update in a week or so once step 7 lands. Ooh, coming at us with the hard truths I see, OP. A cheater's own behavior will be their own downfall. Some wise words indeed. Update 2. She got knocked up. Yesterday I stumbled across a bombshell in this ongoing Jerry Springer saga of mine. She done got herself pregnant. And just like her recent cheating, she hid it from me, and she does not know that I know. I found a positive pregnancy test stashed in a spot within her belongings where she previously had nothing stashed just a few days prior. Therefore, I know that the test is current. Given the timing of the pregnancy and the timing of her recent romps with the other dude, I am 99% sure that this pending bundle of joy is not mine, since she and I have been trying for over a decade to conceive with zero success. Natural, IVF, you name it, we tried it. My original plan of punting or cheating but to the curb is still in play, now getting very close, just a few final renaming details to sort out on the legal front. However, as with everything else in this evolving sordid saga, this recent development does complicate things. In lieu of this, I have contemplated a few scenarios. Scenario 1. Today she claimed to have gotten her period, and I did inspect the blood-stained pad that she left behind in the washroom trash can. However, the stain may also be due to implantation bleeding, therefore I cannot be 100% certain that the pregnancy has naturally terminated itself and that her period has in fact truly commenced. Scenario 2. She's been drinking while knowing she was pregnant. Jesus, what kind of a person does this? Oh, I know, someone who wants to force the pregnancy to fail without getting an abortion. Devastating. Just devastating behavior. Scenario 3. If the pregnancy has in fact not ended and the baby is found to be mine and comes to term, I will separate from her. However, I will step up to the plate and be super dad and do whatever it takes to make sure that the kid has the best dang life possible within my means as a co-parenter. Scenario 4. If the pregnancy has not in fact ended and the baby is found to be the other dude's handiwork and is brought to term, I will still separate from her, but I nonetheless silently hope that the child is okay, wherever life takes them, as none of this is the kid's fault. In this case, there's also a chance that the courts may have me pay some form of increased support. This recently happened to a guy in British Columbia. Anyway, I'm not really sure what this update or post was intended to accomplish, and I was sad as hell just writing it, but some of you were curious for an update, so here it is. Definitely a complication here. Next update again in about a week or so once I have everything finalized with the lawyer. Take care. Oh boy, just when you think you've seen it all, alas, the plot thickens. Or should I say, the ego gets prego. Gotta be honest, OP, I didn't see that one coming. Update. Lawyer has paperwork ready, and she has agreed to sign. This is over 2 months in the making, y'all. For those of you who are not in the know, check my previous posts for the gory story. For those of you who provided support and input on my situation, thank you. I have no idea how I managed to get this far without completely losing my crap, but it's now in the final inning. And yes, once her last box of junk is moved out, I will finally inform her, oh so gracefully, that I knew all along that she was cheating and send her on her merry way with a mug with a screenshot of the evidence just in time for Christmas. Next update once her ink is dry on the paper and my dick is deep inside some hottie far, far away. Let's get one quick reaction from the community. Why do you need a lawyer if she's a girlfriend? The OP replies, common law for over 10 years. Update. Looks like her affair partner left her VJ hanging on V-Day. Ah yes, Valentine's Day with my insignificant other. Despite being in the midst of our separation, she still does not know that I know about her cheating. She requested sex this evening, which I didn't give, and she was shocked that I didn't present her with a gift. Anyone else out there got an amusing V-Day cheater tale to share? Stay focused, people, and stay the course. Update. The 2 reasons to not reconcile. There are some other subs on here that are big on reconciliation. They will try to convince you that reconciliation is a viable path forward, but it is not, and for 2 simple reasons. Reason 1, the unknown. Cheating is that one transgression whereby you will never truly know when it has stopped. They may tell you that they've stopped, and you may even talk yourself into believing that they've stopped, but you'll never truly know. A life of never really knowing is a horrible existence. Just read through the hundreds, if not thousands, of stories on this sub, and judge for yourself on how the unknown factor will take a big steaming toll on the quality of a relationship. Reason 2, the odds. Over 50% of relationships fail at the 10-year plus mark. And for the remaining relationships that do manage to last past 10 years, the majority are miserable unions. And not even factoring in cheating. Throw cheating into the mix, and the odds of actually having a truly healthy relationship are even grimmer. This does not mean that healthy relationships are non-existent. It just means that the odds are so staggeringly infinitesimal after infidelity that when combined with reason 1, you're taking an incredibly uncalculated risk. Now, I know what you may be saying to yourself right now. Everything in life comes with risk. What fun would it be without risk? Well, it's simple. There's a difference between recklessness and risk, and not understanding or acknowledging the difference is what often leads to a life of relentless misery. Now, does all this mean that you should never ever again pursue love or relationships? Hell no. That would be an awfully crappy way to live. However, with the two above reasons now considered, you are more likely to have a better swim in the pool when there is fresh water in it, and not after you know that someone has just pissed in it. Reason 3. The sunk cost fallacy. Yes, I know I said 2 reasons, but this is a bonus reason if you're still not convinced. We've all heard the infamous, "I want to leave, but I'm staying for the kids" excuse. Or how about the infamous, "I've got a lot of assets to deal with" excuse. Both excuses, and both BS. There are a ton of good articles online, Google is your friend, that go into granular detail about recognizing what sunk cost fallacy is rearing its head in a relationship. However, to quote an article from Forbes, it goes like this. Quote, "Every day we decide to remain in an unfulfilling relationship, we miss out on the opportunity to find one that makes us happy. Prioritizing our well-being and addressing unhealthy bonding patterns can help us break away from stagnant relationships. It is important to recognize that muscling your way through stale relationships due to fears or insecurities does not serve the interests of either partner. Ultimately, breaking free from the sunk cost fallacy comes down to finding the courage to pursue a more fulfilling and emotionally satisfying path." End quote. Godspeed. Honestly, you're right, OP. The doubt will always linger. It's a horrible existence living with that constant uncertainty. We see it every day with these stories. The unknown always eats away at people. The last thing people need are more excuses. You're a true truth teller, OP, and we appreciate you. Every day you stay in an unfulfilling relationship is a missed opportunity to find true happiness. It is important to prioritize your well-being and break free from stagnant relationships. Hopefully this message inspires those who are stuck in a nasty situation. Update. How many of you on this sub have walked in on your significant other, or ex, screwing the affair partner? I won't go into my entire backstory here. Go ahead and delve into my entire post history on the subject if you want all the details. But yes, I did walk in on them doing the deed several months ago. They did not see or hear me, since they were both drunk and loud with their eyes closed and not facing me. So I snapped a 5-second video of them as proof, then walked out, and have never uttered a word of it to her, but instead simply began plotting my exit from the relationship. If I had confronted either of them, whether at the time of seeing them or later, things would have gotten very bad very quick, and I'd likely now be in jail. So no, I don't regret not confronting her with my knowledge. We are in the process of separating and she has agreed to leave, but it is very expensive where we live and I have sizable assets and she has no money, so we're negotiating the terms of separation, which takes a long time in lieu of lawyers' schedules, paperwork, and her unstable mind, which is dragging things out and so forth. As I've come to realize, separation or divorce can take a lot longer than you think it will. So the reason I'm posting this blast from the past today is because she tried a last-ditch attempt at reconciling, and I again told her for the umpteenth time, no, not a chance. But I digress. So I'm just curious, did you also walk in on your significant other, or ex, screwing the affair partner? Did you confront them? If so, what was the outcome? Ask the question and the community responds. First up, I did not, but I did catch them later at her work. Very expensive where I lived to get a divorce. I was military and naturally not much income or assets, and I spent almost a year's salary on an attorney getting rid of her and fighting for full custody of my kids and won. My lawyer said to wait and separate first. I told him to pound sand and found a female lawyer who liked the fight and took it to her and her affair partner, and I dang near made them homeless. There was no way that I would live with an evil witch like that in the same place to give them some ease of life. They took life from me and I made them pay. I told every person she and he knew. I had my friends walk the sidewalk at their job with their names and signs telling the story of how they destroyed 2 lives. His wife did the exact same thing. I had no feelings for either of them. Her family disowned her and to this day, 40 plus years later, do not talk to her. That's how bad I put her on blast. It was difficult managing 2 kids in the military, but I did it, and they are great kids who hardly have a relationship with their mom. I continue to tell everyone, being passive and listening to attorneys that just want to drag things out and not fight for you is the wrong way to go. They're just collecting money and using you. If your attorney is not eager to fight and go after it, that's the wrong attorney. Spend a lot of money up front to allow you to live your life at peace later. The next person says, didn't walk in on her, but did come home a day early from a hunt to catch her bringing her barroom buddy home for a romp. The look on her face when I greeted the pair of cheaters was effing priceless. Another community member says, walked in on my wife in my bed with some rando I had never seen before. They were in the throes of passion until I chambered around right next to his head. I gave him 5 seconds to get the hell out, which he did, but forgot his clothes and car keys. Police were called, and they just wanted his clothes back. The officers were very understanding. One final commenter says, I found their sex tape, which was a huge shocker because I had zero suspicions he was ever cheating. I didn't watch more than a few seconds, and it still absolutely tore me apart and made me grossed out from anything sexual, even kissing or hand-holding for a long time after. One of the most heartbreaking ways to find out, especially if it wasn't on your radar. I'm so sorry, OP. Just when you think you've hit the peak of absurdity, she tries to reconcile. The audacity. It's like she's applying for a job she's already been fired from. But let's hear it from you, folks. Have you ever walked in on your significant other and affair partner going at it? What did you do? Share any and all advice that you've learned from a similar situation. You're not alone. Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you soon.